Good morning. We are in Glen Coe. It's a magical land of mountains and Vossafallen and more mountains and more Vossafallen. So yeah, this valley is like quite enormous. And there's like a house at the bottom of that one. So today is our last day in the Highlands. We're heading down to Glasgow right now. It's a tragedy in its own way. Look at that. See that? Just, yeah. And the winter is the best time to be here, which makes it perfect because that's when no one else is here. And you get this all yourself. Man, bless it. Misunderstood. Mystery only leads to doubt. Didn't understand. Okay, so then this happened. So we started at the bottom, and now we're here. This is a Scottish ski resort that we're currently standing at.
Glen Coe.
I use my nose to navigate my phone now. And somewhere out in that vast high altitude snowness, which is crazy to me that there's this much flat ground on top of a mountain. Okay, there's Hadley. She's mounted up. She's ready to rock. Oh God! Oh, can you see her? Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, coming hot! So that ice factory makes these. Snow factory, sorry. Makes these giant snows. Run, 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 run. Ready? On 3. Oh!
Italian red wine cask to finish it off. So Amarone red wine's quite a full-bodied red wine, but it has a lot of fruitiness in it as well. Even the colour with the labelling and the whisky itself, we can see it has a very tinge of that redness from the wine in there as well. So hopefully what we're going to get from that notes, flavour notes wise, is kind of dark chocolates, cherries, stewed fruits, that type of thing, you know, big red wine flavours, a little bit of black peppercorn as well, hopefully in there as well. Option number 2 is a bit of a big boy, to be honest, the Glenfarclas 105. The reason it's called Glenfarclas 105 is because of the Daft Imperial system that Britain uses. 105 degrees proof at 60% ABV, obviously in the US it'd be 120 degrees proof. Hopping from Speyside down to Pitlochry, pretty much smack bang in the middle of Scotland right here. You've got Edredour and Blair Athol right next to each other, and this is Edredour's 10-year-old, which is their standard offering. We're looking at similar flavours to the 105, maybe a little bit less of that higher, more volatile compound that you get from the whisky being diluted. But again, we're still getting that thick, you know, black licorice, stewed fruits, Christmas cake type thing going on with it. Popping down to the distillery closest to us here, you've got Lockleigh, which isn't even on the map yet. These guys are new. They're independently owned, fully independently owned. This is part of their seasonal releases. So it is a farm distillery, so they've got 4 seasonal releases: ploughing, sowing, harvest and fallow, to represent the 4 seasons of farming. And it's a first fill Oloroso sherry cask. So no bourbon, no nothing else, just pure spicy sherry. These are one of the few guys that are kind of trying to do everything on site as well. So they grow their own barley, obviously harvest it. They don't malt their barley because they don't have the space yet, and they don't have a bottling plant, so they don't bottle on site. But within the next 5 years, they want to be doing all of that on site, which would make them the only Scotch whisky distillery doing it. So yeah, really cool group of guys. Myself and Jill went down to visit them last Monday at the distillery, and it was a really cool story. So yeah, we're getting some really big, chewy, rich flavours in that one. Really Christmassy, cinnamon, cloves, star anise, you know, stewed fruits, licorice, all of those things. Our final contestant tonight is the Glendronach 15, which is one of my favourite whiskies ever. So the 15-year-old again is fully matured in sherry. This time it's a combination of PX and Oloroso, and again we're getting those classic Christmas cake mince pie flavours: cinnamon, cloves, star anise, orange peel, stewed fruits, raisins, nuts, you know, almonds, hazelnuts, all of those kind of things in there as well. And yeah, that gives you 5 whiskies that are kind of similar to Glenalachie, but let you explore some different.
What did you say? 1, 4, 5? Yeah, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Okay. So this was a bourbon start and very, no, a wine finish, wine cask.
Recalled whiskey. What was your name?
Andrew.
Andrew. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks for your time.
You're more than welcome. Anytime.
Amazing explanation.
You're more than welcome. That's why we're here.
Have you heard of Wolf Burns?
Yes, we have 3 of their bottles just up the top there.
Nice. Yeah, we
fantastic.
stopped in and they just did their 9-year or 10-year.
Yeah,
their
of
first.
course. Yeah. How was that, man?
We haven't opened it. We're gonna bring it back with us, but I was curious what your thoughts of the brewery were.
So
Distillery.
it's a great wee distillery. Obviously, it's one of those ones that fly a bit under the radar because you've got Pulteney up there right at Wick.
Right.
That one's it's part of a bigger group. It's a bit more well known internationally as well. Part of the Inverhouse group. Wolfburn flies a little bit under the radar, but some of their stuff's fantastic. Some of the stuff that they put out is unbelievable. This is my kind of go-to when people want specific styles of whiskey, like especially from the north of Scotland, because terroir is really important when it comes to whiskey. Wolfburn's always a go-to because it has a very specific signature style to it that not Pulteney, not Scapa, not Hill, nobody else has it. So yeah, they're really, really good in that sense to give someone an option that is different and a little bit, like I said, not as well known, because if you say to someone, oh, here's an Old Pulteney 12 or a Highland Park 12, most people know these distilleries. So we want to kind of give people the chance like this to try different.
They're kind of opposites because they're like the young guns in the block versus Old Putney, which has been around forever and a day.
To some extent, yeah, absolutely. So yeah, there's that aspect of it, and again, one of the things I love about in here is being able to talk about all of the different distilleries that we have. And I don't think there's ever such a thing as a bad whiskey. It's just it's not the right whiskey for that person.
Sure.
So when you get to that point and you're kind of like, right, okay, I've tried some of the Wolfburn, not all of it's my cup of tea, which is absolutely fine, but I can appreciate the flavour in it and go, well, actually, I know people who would like that. If someone describes a flavour to me, I can go, right, well, Wolfburn would be really good for you. Same with any distillery in
It's
Scotland.
very impressive, your passion for
Thanks, man.
for the spirit.